Look at the story in the wars. After so much killing and bloodshed, then we decide, let us sit down for a peace deal. Why didn't we think before? So we could save all these lives. We could save the economy. We could save the human harmony. But unfortunately, we do the damage. And then sometimes we say, let us fix it. But by then, fixing would take a long time and harder work.
Farid Ahmed's words of forgiveness were heard around the world following a terror attack in Christchurch, New Zealand.
I want a heart that will be full of love and will forgive lavishly.
His words and stories offer both healing and hope for the future.
If our heart is full of love, then peace will start from here.
Episode 29, Don't Give Up on Peace. Bringing people together, as you've mentioned, can be risky. What kind of pushback, if others want to follow your path, your way of doing things, bringing people together, what can they expect?
It depends where other people are coming from. So I found people have different ambition in their life. They have target. So some of their targets are not quite fair, and they know that, but they want to get it by hook or crook. So if there is harmony, then they cannot reach to their target to get the most of the cream. So they never encourage for any reconciliation. I found some people, they will go to you, they will tell you one story against me, they'll come to me and they will tell a story against you. So some people are slanderers, scandal mongering people. So in any society, unfortunately, you will find some people with their human weaknesses. And so one hindrance will be human weakness. That if there is a reconciliation, things will be smooth, and I cannot make the water calm. So I have to destabilize it to do my pray. This kind of thing. Another one is that ignorance. For example, two brothers, and this is true stories. Two brothers, and they have misunderstanding between one another. So from one of the brothers' chicken, it's a free-range chicken over there, a chicken went to his boundary. For this reason, fight. After the fight, both sides received injury, then they go to the police station to file a case against them. And police, most of them ask bribe. So they lost health, lost sleep, because they are neighbor. Any time the attack may come from the other side. And now they are losing money. Just win. And then the police took the case and said, this side, well, if I want to make your case strong, you have to give me this. This side, the same. So police, some corrupt police, they start looting from both sides. They are giving money now. And then after that, it goes to the court. And some lawyers, they look at the case and they hide the smile inside them because they want clients. So they do not tell them that It was funny to the lawyer. From a chicken,
Yeah.
a chicken, you have come here. But if the lawyer said them, then they will not be client. Some people, on the other hand, they are saying, hey, you are two brothers. Chicken, I'm a mediator. I'll pay for your chicken. I'll pay from my pocket. But what are you doing? Why you are not thinking? But because of the ignorance. They do not think that how far-reaching damage this silly behavior is going to bring for them. So ignorance is another reason. Another reason is ego. And some people, they have some money. Whew, now they are arrogant. Before they were humble. And now they know they have done something wrong, but they are not prepared to say sorry. Because it will ego their puncture. It will puncture their ego, sorry, other way. So they will do everything to spoil this reconciliation process.
Don't want to be seen to be wrong.
Yeah. So these are, few reasons I found. And another one is impulse, obviously. Some people, they cannot control their impulse.
This is like emotions, anger, and
Yeah. One day I was playing with some other young people. We were playing soccer, and then suddenly we heard screaming from a woman. So the scream sound came from the nearby house. I said to them, stop and let us run. Something is wrong there. We went in and we saw two neighbors. They were trying to attack one another. And then this side, he was angry, the man, and he could not express his anger on the other side. So he came inside the house and with his big stick, he hit his wife. And she screamed and then she got fainted. We went, we saw that. Who did it? Now he doesn't want to admit, but anyway, we quickly organized the first aid. And then she started talking. Sister, who did it to you? She cries, my angry husband. Why? Did you do anything wrong? No, I did not even know that he was coming from the back. So we were young people. We also had some force. We held him and pushed him to sit down. Why did you hit your wife? We will not do any harm to you, but you have to tell the truth. And then he said, this is what I do. When I'm frustrated and angry, then I cannot bring it out on other people because they're stronger than me. So I bring it out on my wife. So you see, lack of education is another one. And impulse. That time, if he could at least control himself, that she's my wife, she's innocent, she's supporting me. Why should I break her back? Yeah. So ignorance, impulse, too much anger, not thinking straight, own agenda, ego, all sorts of things.
And you still think it's worthwhile to push through and seek these solutions?
I should tell you a story about this, so it will give your answers. So I was in second year in my Polytech, and I became an elected student leader. And from the moment, I'm talking about the moment, before 6 months, I was not a leader. I was not elected. I was quite new. And I heard, because for our seniors, the exam was going, and we had to go out. We had to go home for a couple of weeks. At that couple of weeks, the vice principal, he was a very honest man. I heard from all corners, very honest. So he found someone copying in the exam hall. He caught him red-handedly. And he said, I'm going to take action against you. I'll submit the case to the academic council. So academic council, as usual, they expelled him. But he was belonging to a particular political party branch. His party people, they barricaded the office of the teacher, and they said two options. One, withdraw the case. No one will know nothing. You are free. You don't have to worry about anything. We don't have to worry about anything. Or second one, if you don't do this, we will kill you. We will separate your head from your body. Hours after hours, they barricaded his office. Now, academic council, they were in trouble. So they could call the police. But police could not be looking after him for 24/7. He had wives, he had wife, children. So he was thinking seriously. Some other teachers, they also said, we will make a negotiation with them. We will ask them that you will leave this polytech forever. You will never come back. At least, if we find an escape route, you can take your family, you can go to another district. They will post you to somewhere else. He took that option. And then students, they realized that at least they had one victory. He was gone. And I was told that it was a very, very emotional and humiliating living.
Yeah.
So I felt the pain for him. Why? Because to me, that honesty was defeated here. And if we don't do anything to make the honesty and sincerity a winner, then everything will be hodgepodge. And the quality study, the quality teaching, everything will go. Why a teacher would take risk with his life to implement the honesty and honesty system in the exam? But at that time, I had no power. And I didn't have a link with all departments to talk to them, to convince them. Then, after about 6 months of having my responsibility, that issue came by some other students. And I said, we need to bring him back. The suggestion was, why do you have to take the risk? We will support you, but why? I said, because honesty and sincerity, law and order in education is the key. If we are not trained with morality and just passing the exam, it's not going to help us in our lives. So they agreed, and they said, you have to be careful, because a large group who did that, They are still there and they may attack you. I said, I must try, otherwise I cannot sleep. So long story short, some of us, we went to the principal. He said, no, I cannot support you. Why not? Because it is risky. So you can see a hindrance. It's not easy. But how can I blame him? His vice principal was going to be slaughtered for honesty. And if he takes a hard decision, he is going to be suffering. So how can I blame him? I did not argue with him. I said, I understand. I understand where you are coming from. But looks like everything is rotting away. And we are giving up. That part that we are giving up hurt him a bit. And he said, do you have any plan? I said, no. But at least I'm thinking about it. I don't want to give up so easily. He had a goodbye from me and then he said to me, son, at any stage, before finalizing anything, would you talk to me? I said, yeah, that's the deal. Then, we tried this way, that way. The similar answer, the technical board from the capital, they said, no way. We do not want to send him back to face another risk. Because he has wife, he has children. And we are not sure that what is the environment over there, and principal himself, he is not confident about it. He is not giving us a go-ahead signal. They also had reasons. I could not blame them, because if the law and order was so good, it didn't have to go that far. So I decided not to be alone. So I made a body just for that purpose. And I said some other leaders from different groups, I want to make a body and I want you to be my bosses. I can't do it alone. They said, you are joking. I said, no. I want you to be my bosses. I will work, but you have to tell me. Farid, that will be an honor. I said, you have experience. Because you did not win in the election does not mean that you lack experience. I need that. I want to value that. So that was another nice thing I brought in my politics. Before it was, you are loser, I am winner. So I will not involve you in anything. And I turn it around that no, talent and experience should be appreciated. So why can't we bring everyone together, pay them respect, and then they will feel that it is theirs. And they will put their heart and soul. So it worked for me, and in quick times I managed to get so many things done. Anyway, because we did not have argument, we were in one team. So we said, let us go to the capital. And at that time, the military government was in power, so from the evening, curfew, whole night curfew. We went there. It was very risky. So we went to do lobbying. We collected from our principal, as far as he knew, the most honest people who were working in that board. We went to one after one. And by the time we went to one, it was already dark. He said, if you go late, the army will catch you, so you leave. I said, no, sir. Whatever will happen, but we need brain, we need ideas. We are willing to take a risk. Why our principal, why the technical board, why do not allow us to take the risk? We want to reverse. We want to fix this problem, and we want to make a rule that for the honesty, no teacher in future should be punished. But if we leave it like this, then you are allowing these wrong things to continue. Next time another one. So how many teachers can you transfer from here to there? And how many teachers will feel safe to work there? Think about the other sides. Yes, young man, you have good argument, but can you handle it? So we said, we are there. We are not going to run away. You just give us one help. We want to reverse this, unfair things. Anyway, got all the advices. Military people, they caught us, but we convinced that, look, we are from another district, and the time doesn't follow us. We follow the time. What can we do? They said, hurry up. Go, where are you going? Going to the hotel. Hurry up. So he said, can you inform the next one who is there, on our way, that, you have given us pass. So they held that, so that we were no harm. Anyway, next morning, we went to the main boss and had an argument with him. Huge debate. He was saying, I will not allow this risk to be taken. And I was saying, I do not allow myself to be a coward. I did not say anything bad to him. I put it on myself. Sir, I understand you are concerned about the safety. Would you like to understand about my ego? Under my leadership, if I could not fix one wrong thing, what's the value of me to be leading? What legacy will I leave back? So for this, we can take risk, and you have to take risk. Otherwise, I'll be coward, I'll feel guilty, and ask my friends, they have the same mentality. He said, I do not like that you have even come here without any appointment. But I want you to go. This is not a good time, military time. Just go back and take the train, 10 a.m. train. It was about 8:30 then. Run. So, before dark, you can arrive to your district. And I'll think about it. Next day, he telephoned our principal that I'm sending the teacher back. Why, sir? He said, I did not see any honest and courageous leader like him. I wanted to test him, but he was adamant. And if all Polytechnic had honest leaders like him, we didn't have to worry. I want to take the risk. I talked to the teacher, and he said that he knew Farid. And he said, send me back. If Farid is there, I have a full faith that he will have other good students around him, and I will be safe. So he came back. We celebrated. So your question was that, is there resistance? Yeah, you can see the resistance, but also you ask that, is it worthy to keep pushing? Yes, it was worthy. If we simply give up, then we will not gain anything. In this world, there is an unseen battle between human. But I would not say just human, I will say human qualities. One part is morality, and another part is immorality. So within me, always a battle. Between you and me, your morality, if it is that way, and my morality is in the highway, we have problem. But we need to fix one another. We need to try to correct one another. And here I would say, these days, we see something wrong, we become judgmental, and we say, put them in prison. So we will never see. To me, we are wasting our energy when we need to fix one another. We need to show one another the right path. We are not. We think, oh, he's bad, push him in prison. So who is going to rectify him? If we do not, who is? Okay, if some people believe that there is angels, will angel ever come and make reconciliation between husband and wife? Will never do. If we go to the court, like this chicken story, if we go to the court, we lose. Look at the story in the wars. After so much killing and bloodshed, then we decide, let us sit down for a peace deal. Why didn't we think before? So we could save all these lives. We could save the economy. We could save the human harmony. But unfortunately, we do the damage. And then sometimes we say, let us fix it. But by then, fixing would take a long time and harder work. So that's why personally I feel positive that if there is anything reconciliation we can do, don't give up. Try again and again. United Nations organizations, if they cannot make two war-mongering country into the table, don't give up. Try again and again and again until you win. Because war is never good, period. And even a little child understands it. But because of the anger and impulse and ego, sometimes we get into it. But if we remind one another, if I'm angry and you remind me, okay brother, cool down, and we can talk about it tomorrow. Don't take any decision now. You are helping me.
Yeah.
Those sort of things is part of reconciliation. That's why it is worth going for it.